our interests are a little bit different. And we're like, yeah, I'm not really into that no more, so I just don't really want to do that, right? But it's like, bro, like you were interested in this at one point, right? You were very ambitious, but now you're just trying to give up every excuse so you don't have to do it. Why? Because now you know. Discouragement and disillusion. Moses may have seemed ambitious in his youth, but after 40 years leading sheep in obscurity, Moses seemed suddenly drained of his ambition. God appeared to Moses in that burning bush and called him to go back and lead the Hebrew people out of the Egyptian slavery. Wasn't this the very thing Moses had wanted? Shouldn't he be thrilled at this divinely inspired second chance? But Moses was suddenly reluctant. I'm slow of speech, he protested. Surely there is someone better than me, he argued. Finally, Moses put it directly. God send someone else. Where was his ambition now? It's easy to shake your head at Moses. How can this be the same man? He seems to have lost himself. But I think this is often the real experience of ambition. For as often as we feel that burning fire of ambition's call, we just as often sense our own failures. We fail to live up to our own expectations and ambitions, slip into discouragement and disillusion. You shouldn't think ambition is always motivating. Sometimes our ambitions feel more like a curse, just out of reach. Moses hasn't lost his ambition. He seems now stunted and reduced by it. As it had once moved him, now that same ambition now restricts him. Ambition can trip us both in action and inaction. If you are feeling discouraged and disillusioned by your own failures and the impossible standards of your ambition, it's worth acknowledging that you haven't let go either. It is still ambition that frames your evaluation of yourself and the movement. God responds directly to Moses' protest. He would send Aaron to be his help. He would offer Moses divine signs to give the people. He would offer Moses his divine presence as a guide. Moses eventually went, but he still seemed reluctant. I want you to see that Moses has not abandoned his ambition. It still defined him. Perhaps your lost ambition still defined you too. The trap of ambition is that everything is measured by it. Wouldn't it be great if God showed up to you in a burning bush too? Wouldn't it be great if he gave you these unique gifts, promises, and tools to accomplish your great ambitions? But it is more complicated than that. Your greatest need is not that your ambitions would be fulfilled. Your greatest need is that your ambition would lose its power over you. That you would not be defined by it, but would be able to receive something better. What God is doing. I believe your ambitions are best when you are capable of growing beyond them. God has something better. Moses would receive it too. How can ambition lead to discouragement and disillusion? But Exodus 4, but Moses protested again. But what if they don't believe me? Listen to me. What if they say the Lord never appeared to you? Then the Lord asked him, what is it? What is that in your hand? A shepherd's staff. Moses replied, I throw it down on the ground. The Lord told him. So Moses threw it down the staff and it turned into a snake. Moses jumped back, then the Lord told him, reach out and grab its tail. So Moses reached out and grabbed its tail, and it turned back into the shepherd's staff in his hand. Perform this sign, the Lord told him, as they will believe that the Lord, the God of their ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, really appeared to you. Then the Lord said to Moses, now put your hand inside your cloak. So Moses put his hand inside his cloak, and when he took it out, his hand was white as snow with a severe skin disease. Now put your hand back into your cloak, the Lord said. So Moses put his hand back in, and when he took it out again, it was healthy as the rest of his body. The Lord said to Moses, if they do not believe you, and are not convinced by the first miraculous sign, they will be convinced by the second. And if they don't believe you or listen to you even after those two signs, then take some water from the Nile River, pour it out on the dry ground, and when you do, the water from the Nile will turn to blood on the ground. But Moses pleaded with the Lord, "Oh Lord, I'm not very good with words. I never have been. I'm not now. Even though you have spoken to me, I get tongue-tied and my words get tangled." And the Lord asked Moses, "Who makes a person's mouth? Who decides whether people speak or do not speak, hear or do not hear, see or do not see? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go. I will be with you as you speak, and I will instruct you in what to say." But Moses then pleaded, "Lord, please send someone else." So, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Sweet. So we back at it. Part 2 of the series, of this new series called Ambition. So, we're talking about Moses. He was trying to avoid his calling. God was like, "Hey man, this is literally what you were doing, right? This is what you wanted. I'm trying to steer you that way. I'm trying to point you in that direction." But he's like, "Nah," making up every excuse in the book, right? Making up every excuse in the book. And don't that relate to us when we feel like God is calling us to go do something, and maybe, just maybe, it kind of is something that we were interested at one point. Maybe we were ambitious about it at one point. But then we make up every excuse why we can't do it. I can't do this. Nah, Moses, man, I slow of speed. I can't do it. Bro, look. Wait, what they're saying here is in our nature, we're going to try to avoid this. We're going to try to pass it on to somebody else. Not just have somebody else do it, God. Just have somebody else do it. I know that, you're calling me to do this, but I don't know. I ain't really feeling it. Right? You make up every excuse in the book so you could avoid doing what you're called to do. See, some of us, we don't even know our calling. We don't even know our purpose. So sometimes we may not even notice this type of thing. But some of us, we do. But then our kind of viewpoints or our interests are a little bit different. And we're like, yeah, I'm not really into that no more, so I just don't really want to do that, right? But it's like, bro, like you were interested in this at one point, right? You were very ambitious, but now you're just trying to give up every excuse so you don't have to do it. Why? Because now reality is about to hit. Now there's an opportunity for you to actually do this, right? So there's that. And then you got to get out of your comfort zone, right? It's going to be uncomfortable going in here. It's going to be uncomfortable. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We want to continue to live the life that we live and continue to be like, yeah, I ain't about it, right? I ain't about it. Nah. We ain't going to the same depths that he's going to go. No, we are not going to keep making excuse after excuse, try to pass it on to somebody else. Let this blessing and this opportunity to go to my homie, go to my brother, go to my sister, go to this, go to that. No. We need to confront it and be like, okay, God, if this is what you're calling me to do, light that fire of ambition again inside of me so I can go do it. And God will. He will be like, man, shoot, if this problem comes up, boom, I got it covered. If this problem comes up, I got it covered. So now we just got to face the facts that we need to go out there and we need to do what God has called us to do and not place it and put it off on somebody else. No, we need to continue to do it for ourselves. Continue to do what God has been calling us to do for so long, right? Because if we don't, it's just going to continue to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, right? So we got to continue to fight on. We got to continue to keep that ambition alive. And when God is saying, go here, we're like, okay, when? Okay, God, all of my worries, all of my troubles, all of this is now on you. I'm giving it all to you. I will go forward. I will continue what I had dreamed of at one point in my life, and I am going to make it work. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it come true. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you so much, more than you ever know. So, Krayonn Rocket, our motto is be unique, be creative, be you. Why is this important? Because we were all created in the image of God. We were all perfectly and wonderfully made. So, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Share it, like it, subscribe.